Happy Homebrew Wednesday, folks. We are brewing some beer. Yes, we are. Let me flip this around. Can I? Might not be able to. Damn. Alright, well, you get this view. Right now we're heating up some strike water. Get the Brew kettles. Amazing, amazing kettles. Right now we're at about 82 degrees. This is a system I finally got. So we got two Brew 15-gallon kettles. We got the Brew afterburner. Actually, there's two of these. You can get a third one and actually create. Sorry about the camera work here. Create a one-tiered stand, because they actually make connections that go between each. But right now I just have two. I have no reason to have three. I don't need three burner, so did that. We went with the old Rubbermaid with the false bottom. Little temperature gauges in here, the Ferment Tap temperature gauges. This is actually a 2 pump system, but because this is my initial brew on it, I kind of said, well, SJ suggested, screw the pumps, just do it old school without the pumps for your first time, and he's right. That's what I'm doing. So we are getting strike water ready. I got my grains inside because it's 21 degrees outside. A little cold. It's a little cold. It's a little nipply. We had our first snow yesterday, so yeah, and I mean dusting, not really a snow, you know what I mean. It was a dusting, but it's our first, white precipitation. Got my, I don't know if you guys got my hop schedule right here. It's my 60-minute hop drop, and then my 10-minute hop drop. Got some more flock tablets, and of course I got I've got the Green Flash. It's a tangerine IPA, and it's delicious. It's really good. Really good. It's the combination of the hop bitterness and then the tangerine peel bitterness. I mean, you get a nice lingering bitterness on this, but it's not overly bitter. So, all right, I'm gonna bore you to death. I'll check back in randomly and show you what I'm working on. Oh, by the way, this is the supercharger that I'm working on. Cheers to you, Paul. I'll have something very special to crack here later on. Stay tuned. They're going in, baby. Mashing. They are a mashing. I'll tell you in a few minutes what my mash temps are at. I was shooting for about 152. Let's see where we ended up. I got my strike water to about 163. 164 actually is right there. And let's see where we end up. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened. Something happened. My mash temp was way off. My strike water temperature was 164, and my grain temperature was about 72, but my mash temperature ended up being about 143, 144, which was like, what? Like, that was way off. So I ended up having to heat up more water, add more strike water. I got it up to 150 is where it's mashing at right now. I really wanted to get it at like 152, but it'll still work. I don't know what happened. It doesn't make sense. So now I ended up actually with about a gallon of extra water in the mash. So I'm trying to figure out what to do from here. What would Paul do? Time to get creative. We'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, so I sparged. I'm sorry, I only had one arm, so I couldn't film that for you. Just got this on. Getting it up to boil now. Burning, baby. It's burning. Get this up to boil. As soon as I hit boil, I'm gonna do my first top drop. And I'm using, since I'm only doing a small batch, 5-gallon batch, I'm using the immersion chiller and not the counterflow. Yeah, baby, let's rock. Sweet. First hops just went down. 60-minute boil begins now. And I think I just wet myself. I mean, it smells so freaking amazing. Oh, let's get this. Let's tame this bad boy. Tame it. Sammy, the thrifty brewer, just said he just got a hop boner when I showed him the hop drop. Rock and roll. My pre-boil sample is not cold enough. I just did my first reading. I did not do a first runnings. God, why is that so out of focus? Damn you. Focus. Anyway, we're at right on the nose at 1.050 for a pre-boil. God, I wish that would focus better. Who knows, we may end up with a session beer here. Not sure. I'm okay with that. At this point, I'm kind of winging it because I actually couldn't find the what the target pre-boil reading should be. So, winging it. It's gonna taste delicious, I know. I hope. We're still burrowing. We're burrowing. Last hop edition going in. Put the chiller in there. Boil it, get it down to this. Boom. Hops are in. Hops are in. Oh my god. Oh man, does that smell amazing? Oh man. Alright. 10 more minutes. Chill it up. Get it in the fermenter. Pitch some damn yeast. Hey guys, just want to recap. I'm sorry I missed a ton of the the end of that brew day footage. Basically in the end, so I got my fermenter right over here. Threw it on the fast ferment. No action just yet. But she's in there. She's in there. That's a supercharger. So, real quick, before I talk about the system and how it did and all that good stuff, I just wanted to kind of reiterate that my brew day today was my tribute to Paul Wicksteed. That was the supercharger today. I am going to crack a beer for Paul, and this is the Driveway Gnome Black IPA. This one was brewed by Paul and Larmo, Pat's Fan, Main Brew Guy Gary, Homebrew 62, and SJ. So I thought, you know, how appropriate to drink a beer on Paul's tribute day that was partially brewed by Paul. So don't mind the vape in the front. This is aged a little bit. When did they brew this? I've watched the videos. It was bottled November of last year, so it's just over a year old. Oop. Still got a hiss. Still got some smoke. Smells good. Smells really good still. I'm gonna try to not. Oop, that was a little too vigorous there. I'm gonna try to not make this an epically long video. I'm gonna leave a little bit in the bottom there. Look at the head on that damn thing still. Wow. Cheers to you, Paul. Take a quick second for Paul. Paul was a great, generous, and insanely helpful, insightful, creative individual, and he is sorely missed. And he comes up in our conversations just about daily. And we often say, like my little instance today, where I missed my mash temperature, we say, what would Paul Wicksteed do? So, cheers to you, Paul. As soon as his head dissipates, look at the head on that. Good gravy. Holy cow. That is delicious. That is delicious. So, in the end, what you guys missed was that I actually hit my, regardless of the fiasco I had with the mash temperature, I actually made up for it in the sparge. And I kind of just winged it, and I said, you know what, the hell with it. I'm gonna sparge, and just, you know, I'm gonna sparge until I get my boil volume. And I did it. You know, you saw me do the boil and all that stuff, and I actually had a couple of rookie mistakes, but you learn. And the first one was when I filled my strike water to begin with, I left the frickin' valve open, so it was pouring all over my foot. Rookie mistake number one. Rookie mistake number two, I got all excited that my immersion chiller, I was like, holy cow, granted it was 21 degrees outside, and I was like, holy cow, I actually got my chill down in 8 minutes. Like, this is crazy. And you know, I transferred it, you know, right into the fermenter, and realized that I didn't get the chill down to the right temperature that quickly. What had happened was that the boil volume, and here's the one issue I have with those kettles, the one issue I had all day with the equipment. It's the only issue, but now I know, and I know how to work around it now, is that the temperature gauge sits so high in the kettle that as during the boil, and the volume goes down during the boil, you know, you lose a little bit of volume. It actually exposed the temperature gauge. So doing a 5-gallon batch in a 15-gallon kettle probably isn't the best thing to do, and I knew that anyway. And so when I thought I had chilled it, I actually hadn't. It's just that the temperature gauge was exposed. So, but it wasn't that far off. It actually was at like 85 degrees or 86 degrees in the fermenter. I actually realized it once I put it in the fermenter, and thank God the fast ferment actually has a temperature gauge on it, because I never would have known. I would have pitched my yeast in that, and it would have been horrible. So what I did was I noticed it right away once I filled up the fermenter, stuck the fermenter outside, you know, closed and sanitized, and, you know, airlock and everything in it. I left it outside for about an hour, got it perfect temp, brought it inside, pitched the yeast, good to go. So everything's actually turned out great. I hit my starting gravity on point. I wanted 1.056, I got 1.056, and that is, I got lucky. That was a miracle, because the whole mash temperature problem in the beginning. So anyway, all of my equipment came from the Grainbill Redline PA, owned by S.J. Poor himself. Great folks. If you need anything, I suggest the Grainbill. He can get his hands on just about anything. Superior customer service, and you know, I will, obviously that's gonna be my, you know, I'll be mail ordering like crazy. You know, he can have stuff drop shipped to you, whatever. But all that equipment came from the grain bill in Red Lion, PA. Anyway, again, sorry that I didn't get a lot of the ending footage. My very first brew day in 5 years, and my very first all grain brew day ever. So had a great time. Glad I got to share it with you guys. Glad that this one was a very special brew day, not just you know, let's brew again and let's kick off this new system. This one had meaning behind it. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, please comment. I love to read the comments. Thank you guys, and cheers. I'm gonna have another one. Cheers, Paul. Until next week. Good night, folks.